let's jump over to the 15, the women's 15,
Whew.
which we knew Faith Kipyegon was capable of putting down this sort of time. She's run in the neighborhood, but this was just a bona fide world record attempt. And it was cool to see her get after it from the gun, having pacers, having very well qualified pacers. Like you have Allie Wilson and Adele Tracy there, both like capable, you know, elite level women on their own right. And that's the sort of people you need in place to get Faith Kipyegon in the position to potentially get a world record. Wilson goes out 59.8. They go through 800, 201. Kipyegon is at 1200 at 304. It looked like, okay, she's slowing down there. She hit 63 for that third lap. But then she comes back. Her final 400 was 61.2 is what I have. And she was just
Ooh.
a narrow miss there. Yeah, she needed a 350. She goes 350.37. So number two all time. Another sensational performance for Faith Kipyegon. I've said it. This we shouldn't even need this performance to affirm that she's the greatest women's miler of all time. I think that record is going to come. Obviously, if she has more competition, it would help, but there's just not anybody out here who can run that fast because it's the world record. I remember when Gonzebe Dababa did it, right? Chanel Price did a great job rabbiting, and Safan Hassan just like latched on and tried to give it a whirl for as long as she could. So she gave Dababa some company, but you're really going to have to run the last 300 to 400 of this by yourself in most cases. That's just how it's going to be. So I hope she gets another shot at it just because the depth of her, like you pull up Faith Kipyegon's top 10 performances now in the 1500, it is crazy. Like looking at her top 10 in this event. I mean, she's been really consistent. This is the PB, but by no means do I think she's done in terms of improving her time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think she's done either. It did give me memories of Baba's attempt when she broke it back in 2015. It was. I was there. That was fun. Crowd was going wild for it, and I was like, "Oh, we might see this again." Comes up just short, but you know, you like that she went for it. She's
Oh yeah.
she's fit, and she tried to push the body as far as she can go, and um, it's great. It's like one of those things where you just always want to know, like, what is your true max? We know that you can win any race you're given. We know you're the best in the world. But what are you when everything is as perfect as possibly can be? And Monaco
Mhm.
does a good job for certain races for that, especially the men's 1500 and the women's 1500 or the mile. And Kipyegon was so close. I think 349 is coming. Eventually, it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen within the next 2 to 3 years. Some, I think Kipyegon, if Safan Hassan gets back into peak shape, I think there could be a 349 on the horizon.
So this is the top 10, or this is her all time 350.3, 351, 352, 352, 353, 353, and 353. I mean, and a lot of those came in championship races, right? A lot of those came when there were no rabbits and there was a medal on the line, and she was still able to bust out a fast time. So it's not as if she's been taking a crack at the world. Like her only fast times have come in these setup world record attempts. She's able to run fast even when there's not everything. We make a big deal out of the lights and stuff, but I mean, and the pacers. But she ran. What did she run in Eugene 352.9? You know, she can do it on her own. She can do it on her own. But I think
Yeah.
sub 350 is coming. For Kipyegon, it's just a matter of trying to get get all the pieces together. But that was so close, if they go out maybe a fraction slower, if instead of going out in 59, they're going out a
Nah.
tiny bit like you can find a couple tenths of a second in a 1500 meter race in a bunch of different spots. So you run that race back a couple other times, she's going to get it about 50% of the time, I think. Um, the problem is there's magic in Monaco, and the meet only happens once a year,
There's
unless we
actual
do my
magic.
idea.
There's magic in
Well,
Monaco.
unless
You know.
we do the Fraser Price race until she can't run 10.6 anymore, and then we also do the Faith Kipyegon until she gets the world record race. There's a two event meet at Monaco every Friday.
every Friday,
Just
7
or
p.m.
Wednesday,
local time.
whatever the day is. Let's just keep going. I just love watching her run. It's so much fun to watch her run because if it's a record attempt, she goes for it all out. If it's racing for the gold medal, she's going obviously all out. She's not playing any tactical games. It's just fun to watch her put herself on the line.
What
Behind
would you, what,
Kipyegon,
what would have been your reaction if I told you in this race that was going to be fast with Kipyegon winning that the fourth American in the race was going to be Sinclair Johnson? Would you have believed that?
yeah, that was a bit surprising. But if you said Johnson was going to run 4:02, maybe I would have believed you because this one was all the attention was on Kipyegon, as it should have been. You didn't even see the second race, and then I'm watching as they come through. You're trying to do the math in your head. Hey, how fast did that second group run? Well, it turns out Heather McLean comes across 3:58. She sets a PB. She gets second, and Cranny gets third, also in a PB with 3:59. So you have two American women. I guess McGee ran four flat too. So, but you had two American women getting PBs out of this race. It's hard to run fast in a race like that just because one person is taking up so much of the pacemaking that's out there, and anybody who tries to go with is probably going to fall back. But two more sub four American women.
Yeah, I mean, we thought, with Shelby being out of the picture for the next 4 years, like how will the women's 1500 kind of maintain like consistency with, elite women at the top? El Purier, St. Pierre, she kind of was the person we were looking to. Sinclair Johnson was coming on. But now Heather McLean, who made the Olympics last year, but didn't even make the team this year, is running 358. And when athletes who aren't even making your team, your world team, are able to go out to Diamond League level meets and get second place in them, is a good sign for the health of that event in your country. Because now you got to consider Heather McLean as a factor. Still got to consider Sinclair Johnson. Still got to consider Corey McGee. You got to consider St. Pierre. You got to consider Elise Cranny if she decides to dabble in the 1500. Same thing with Krisha Schweizer. It's just like the depth is staying intact, which is
Mhm.
exciting for the future of the event for the U.S. women.